Today's session is not so much one that you and I are going to share together, but rather one that you'll share with a partner live and in person. You can do this with someone on your unit, maybe before your shift begins or at the end before you go home. You could even do it somewhere mid-shift while you're on a break, even in full PPE. You could also do it with a spouse or a partner, maybe one of your kids, a friend. This is a great way to be able to connect with someone else without making physical contact. To be able to have that moving conversation with someone, to be able to feel that interaction while socially distanced. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk you through the exercise, and then you and your partner can go off and just use it as a starting point to play. So I want to encourage you, once I give you the basic structure for this, feel free to take it anywhere that you want to explore. It can be really fun, it can be really serious, it can be soft, it can be light, it can be energetic, it can be anything that you want it to be with your partner. So just use this as your starting point and then allow yourself to play. So go ahead and face your partner, socially distanced if appropriate, and figure out who's going to lead and who's going to follow to start. Now, the leader is just going to begin to move, and I recommend slowly. So maybe right now imagine that I'm the leader and you're the follower. And as the follower, you're just going to try to mirror my movement, trying to do it in the same time that I'm doing it. Maybe even so much so that if somebody was watching, they wouldn't be able to tell who's leading and who's following. Now, as you're moving, I recommend that you and your partner make eye contact as much as possible. So every once in a while, your eyes are probably going to drift away to be able to see the body as it moves, to be able to take that in. But also see if you can allow your peripheral vision to start to engage, so that you have eye contact with your partner, but that your peripheral vision is mainly what's picking up that movement for you to be able to mirror, to be able to follow. And really start to imagine this like you're having a conversation with your partner. That the eye contact is the conversation that you would be having if you were talking. But rather than just sharing words, you're sharing your energy. You're sharing the whole of yourself through movement. And as the leader, you can begin to play with dynamic, moments of pause, and then quick action. Feels appropriate, not only for you, but in terms of what your partner is able to pick up. So if you notice that you're starting to move quickly and your partner's not able to follow, then slow down a bit. Our concern, since we're in a partnership, is taking care of each other, so that the leader doesn't just get to do whatever it is that they want. They get to do what they want while also making sure that their partner is able to follow, the same way that you would in a conversation with someone. And the follower is not just concerned with the leader's movement, but also concerned with feeling themselves taking the leader's movement in. So it really is about engaging back and forth, about caring for yourself as much as you're caring for the other, and about sharing this movement together. The follower also really hearing what the leader has to say, and the leader really attending to being able to connect with the follower. And then whenever you've done that with one leader and one follower to a point where you feel satisfied, or maybe even set a timer for yourself, go ahead and flip it. The follower gets to become the leader gets to become the follower, and you get to share the experience the other way around. Now, you can go ahead and go back and forth with just that. Maybe each person gets to be the leader once. Maybe you have time to be able to do it a little bit more than that. Or you could step it into the next place where you decide who's going to start out as leader and who's going to start out as follower. But then somewhere mid-movement, maybe the leader switches. Maybe you decide to say switch, or maybe a certain movement, maybe a point is a cue to switch. Or maybe you can get to the point where you're so connected with your partner that it naturally switches without having to say anything. Maybe you never get there. Maybe some days you get there and some days you don't. It's okay. It's not one way of working is successful and one way of working is not successful. It is just about the process of connection. So I want to encourage you to feel free to play around with those things. Make the choices that seem right for you and your partner in the moment. Make the choices that fulfill you and your partner in the moment. Either way, I encourage you to explore this, play with this, have fun with this, and connect.